HBAR is currently my largest holding, and for dang good reason. This coin looks really, really good on the long term, the mid term, the short term, and on both pairings. Guys, HBAR is ready to explode, and I cannot wait to dive in on this. Go ahead and like and subscribe, and we'll get right to it. So as you can see right here, HBAR is my #1 holding with 16.4% of my entire portfolio. I moved more money from my algo profits into HBAR just yesterday. And although it's been really rocky and we do have a lot of question marks in the entire market, this chart looks way too good to just simply ignore and wait to see what happens. So on HBAR, we currently have $3 billion in market cap. It's ranked around number 50 on all coins. So we're dead in the center of our tier 2 coins, which means it has a lot of stability because it has a lot of money in it, but it also has a lot of room for growth. So I like its overall position on where it is on the overall market cap, and I think it has a ton of potential. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to show you guys why I'm so bullish. And the first thing I'm going to look at is the monthly chart. Very, very high time frame level. We're going to work our way in. So the first thing we're going to look at is we have this monthly breaker right here. And you can see it was formed, came down here. We broke above it and have consolidated above it, and we're just now starting to push up from this level. That looks really, really healthy. On the weekly chart, you can see how the Bitcoin pairing is accelerating to the upside. We have this bullish breaker, this weekly breaker, that we rejected off of 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. And for the first time ever since May or June, yeah, it was May, we finally have accelerated past that level on the Bitcoin pairing. Extremely bullish price action, guys. Now, we have not closed this candle. It is not closed for 2 days and 5 hours. I'm going to go ahead and take an aggressive entry here because I'm really, really bullish on it due to a lot of other factors. But you have to remember, this is not an official close, a confirmation, until we get it in 2 days and 5 hours. Now, on the daily chart, we still have more bullishness here. So if you look over here, the 200 moving average has acted as a very, very major support level. So as you can see, it came down to here and tested it, and accelerated from it. So the 200 moving average has been my litmus test of things to look for on the Bitcoin pairing. And then finally, if we zoom on in to the very low time frame, we can see we have a falling wedge that's being formed on the Bitcoin pairing. And as you can see, we're currently pressed up against it, and we also have this major weekly breaker right below us. The Bitcoin pairing looks absolutely ready to take off. So let's go ahead and go to the US dollar pairing and see how that looks. Well, as you can imagine, pretty dang similar. So let's go ahead and zoom out to the high time frame and work our way in just like we did before. So the monthly, not too much there. On the weekly, things become very, very clear. So we have 3 breakers that have been established. This breaker, and this breaker. These are all on the weekly time frame. As you can see, this one acted as a major resistance level, busted the upside, came back down and retested it. Very strong retest. Now we have the next breaker, as you can see, came up here, acted as a support level, and then just this week we had a major crash, and where did it find support at? This weekly breaker. Very, very good. And as you can see right now, we are currently in the dead center of this weekly breaker. This is the first time in a very long time we've actually been able to push into this level and holding it pretty well. Now, the overall candle structure does not look great, but I still think it looks really, really good relatively. All right, now on the daily, this is where it gets really interesting. So on the daily, just like the BTC pairing, you guys can see the 200 moving average has been my litmus test of whether or not this coin was looking good or not. It tested it, lost it, rejected, busted above, tested, accelerate up, came back down, retested with a very strong bounce. This looks really, really good on the low time on the 200 moving average daily level. Now, right now we have this daily breaker's been formed, and although this morning we were trading underneath it, right now we're still actually holding it as a support level. So as long as we don't close today's candle beneath 30.7 cents, this is actually going to be just a bullish retest of this candle, because remember, a retest can go far below it, but it's where it closes is the important thing. And as you can see right now, we're still inside of it. This looks really, really good. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you on this chart is right here. This is going to be one test, two, or this is the trend line that was formed, and you can see right now we are currently struggling with this major trend line. And just to give you an idea of how significant this is, one chart that has absolutely dominated the sphere had a very similar retest, and it is Luna. Luna did the exact same thing. We had these two levels, drew it across. Once it broke above there, you can see it accelerated. I think we're going to see a movement very similar to this with HBAR. So obviously, I cannot give you financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but as you guys know, this is by far my largest holding. Absolutely 100%. This is the one that I have the most money invested in. I have a ton of hope for where it's going to go. Now, where are the price targets on HBAR? Guys, it's astronomical, okay? The important thing is make sure you're in my Discord, because I update HBAR all the time. This is one of those ones I really keep you guys up to date on. So if you're a Patreon subscriber, you're going to get all the information on HBAR as to what's going on step by step. So you will get everything you need if you're part of the Discord, and that is in the description below, and particularly if you are a Patreon member. So consider doing that. Now, outside of that, that's basically all I have for this chart. I'm super excited what happens in the next 48 to 72 hours on this coin, and I think it has tremendous opportunity to go much higher than what's expected. So I'll let you guys go. Have a good day, and I will see you in the next video. Deuces, boys.